This is our tanty says, fling your brush. This is our tanty says, fling your breast. This is our tanty says, fling your brush. This is our tanty says, fling your breast. This is our tanty says, fling your brush. This is our tanty says.
I stay on Facebook just to see what you have to say because I know you're coming with some bacchanals or you're gonna make me laugh or whatever.
This is our tanty.
Hey! Welcome. Welcome to the Givin Trouble Show. I am your co-host, Lyrics, and sitting right over here from me is your other co-host, just Lisa. That's what
she said. Host. Host. Okay, just clearing that shit up, right?
Yes, just in case anybody got confused about anything.
So, good morning, good evening, hello, good night. How you do? Thanks for joining us on the Givin Trouble Show. And so, what's going on with you, Gail?
So many things. I am looking forward to getting my second dose of Sinopharm next week, right? And being fully vaccinated on some level. I am really enjoying being at home over the past week, and I feel like time is just flying. But I am ready for retail. You know, I'm ready to get some new underwears.
Rattan
shoes. I need slipper. My slippers literally just bust. My little green slippers I buy down by the Chinese in a moment of duress. It just bust. So yeah, Monday retail is reopening and I ain't had the cash, but I have the dash. What about you? What's up with you?
Looking forward myself to a good quality time at Rattan's because that is in fact where I source my bingo bags, my 100% cotton bingo bags like a proper tanty should. Also kitchen towels. Oh my God, because apparently we eat them. I don't know. I went to Tobago with like 6 kitchen towels. I come back. I don't know what they just do with them. Honestly.
Hola, Sean. Hola. Good afternoon, darling. Our wonderful viewer, Sean, always with us. Wonderful. Sean, what do you need, boy? Retail opening on Monday. What we need? Tell us in the comments what you're getting next week. I know we can't afford much, so some people might be saying dinner mints, right?
Well be.
It might well be, you know. So tell us what you need. Oh, Sean says, thank you to the staff at the Penal Health Center for the kind, courteous, and efficient service when he got his second shot on Tuesday. Ooh, look at Sean flossing on people being all fully vaccinated and whatnot.
Facts. Did you also just say penal because it's penal?
I said penal? That's what they call a Freudian slip. Whatever is toppermost in your mind, you see.
Dick.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
But that tends to slip in, if you know what I'm saying, rather than out. But out eventually.
You're terrible.
Okay.
Oh, but what's going on in the World Olympics finished?
After just saying that she's going to get some bras for her tanty breasts. Bras and drawers. That's retail. Retail from Monday earlier. Retail.
So real.
You were saying.
So I was just saying the Olympics done, but before we talk about Olympics, there was this thing with the Korean. There's some weird story with Korean semen terrorism.
That story is so gross. Guys, prepare yourselves for a slightly gross, well, not slightly, extremely gross story. So, of course, I read the news trivias to see what is going on the interwebs. And I come across this story today about semen terrorism in South Korea. And it is such a problem, the semen terrorism, that they are trying to make laws. Now, you'll have to understand, right, that for people, for a country, for a judiciary to decide that they're making laws about something, it has to be a very wide, it's not like one man tried to carry a shoe bomb on a plane, now they're checking everybody's shoes. It's not like that, right? It have to be pervasive, like everywhere, right? A problem, okay? People are all complaining about it,
But
right?
what is it? Describe to me, what is this act that is so heinous?
Apparently, there are numerous cases in South Korea. And honestly, this have me like rethinking my whole history in life of things that I have touched. Right? So when women blank men in South Korea, these men, they are a large group of men who engage in semen terrorism, where they put semen in your stuff. They put semen in your shoes, in your food, in your clothes, and on your stuff. Like they come and they just put it all over your stuff, like all
in
over
your handbag.
In your handbag. It's extremely gross. It's extremely gross, and it just makes me wonder, like, what are men about? It's so messed up. I don't know if you have any men in the comments who could tell us. Cordell, I am sorry. Cordell is a first time viewer, and this
Hey,
is
Cordell.
This is what you are coming to, Cordell. God, boy, pressure.
Oh, Cordell, for your benefit, I need to tell you, this is not a news show. Eh? If you're getting your news from this source, you're in the wrong place.
Wrong
place.
like a O. Wrong like a O. Oh, Sean said their Korea. These are not the condiments we asked for. Just chili, please. Just keep chili.
Less mayo.
No
more
semen,
mustard. Less mayo.
Hold
more mustard.
the semen. Okay.
But just generally, men are gross. Imagine the Olympics this year actually had to legislate that they're not going to broadcast, pictures of women's vaginas and things like that because of this way that they have of shooting female athletes.
Well, that is a big problem generally for, the history of the Olympics is the history of sexism. Women had to battle to get into the Olympics, and then we're very limited into what kinds of sports we could actually participate in. So the Olympics is very. I'm on the show, sweetie. You have to give me a chance. No, go on.
Is that Archery? Hi, Archery.
It is. Don't encourage her. Don't encourage her.
Go away, Iris. Go away.
Keep going. Keep moving. Go on.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Half an hour once a week is that's not a lot, is it? It's not a lot. It's not. It's not.
But this is the age where they follow you to the toilet and things. So, I'm really
God.
not surprised that, she's
That's
trying to be on your show.
She does follow me to the toilet. My nickname for her is Archery because she watches me pay.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. Sexism. Sexism in sport on the whole is pretty rampant. We actually have a really I think he's an interesting guest because he's my brother.
Oh, but he ain't heavy. He's your brother.
No, he's my brother.
Right.
So we actually have Dennis T. Allen coming on to join us in a short while. He is a sports and entertainment commentator, and he does a live show once a week where he talks about sports with Chris Gill, and it's called The Game Plan. And let's bring him in.
Plan?
Yeah.
Yes.
The show is called The Game Plan.
Yes. Welcome to the show.
Bring it on. Dennis T. Now, guys, folks, this internet situation is not our friend today. So I want you all to be as understanding as possible.
Yes.
With the tech, because it raining, and in Trinidad, when it raining, the Wi-Fi is shit. I'm just being frank.
And to be honest, I can't go to work. So
You what?
when it's raining, I can't go to work. Like
Oh.
60% of Trinis, it's an affliction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a real problem. I
Yeah.
think I think it should be written into the industrial because you know it's gonna happen. Once the rain starts,
Folks,
nobody is coming to work.
But I
Yes.
think,
Hey, Dennis.
are you with us?
No, he's not. So I must have a contingency
Hey.
plan.
We have no contingency plans.
yeah, I'm here. I'm hearing it's patchy, but
Oh,
I'm
good.
gonna.
Why would you do anything like that? That's like the worst decision ever.
I'm trying to get a contingency plan working, but it's not.
Oh. Okay.
That's
well,
okay. We can hear you.
We can
Yeah.
hear you. We can hear you. Right.
But yeah, you know, I heard about the seaman.
Terrorism.
Have you ever considered that? I have to ask you. I mean,
I'm hearing the seaman terrorism. Can you all hear me?
yes.
Yes.
Have you ever considered that, Dennis? I think the question was just so offensive. He just
Yeah, so that seaman terrorism thing, I don't know, but girlfriend
Try taking off your video, Dennis.
when
Take off
when
your
he
video.
to think
Take off your video, your bro breaking up. I hear you so good.
no. I mean, there's so many other conventions that you
There's
would
such a delay.
have.
Okay, I'm gonna take him out for now and see if it settles down. Okay. All right, guys. I'm so sorry, but we're gonna be talking about the Olympics without our Olympics
expert
because
it's just shitty because I don't know anything about the Olympics. Like I know they exist.
All right, just try taking off the video. So I'm hearing you better. Let me hear you. Are you there, Dennis?
What?
What?
Try doing what?
Can
you hear us now?
I think his delay is so big. I think it's like he's like a minute ago. That's what I think.
Is he watching it on Facebook?
I don't think so. I'm gonna take it out.
Oh, it's terrible. Oh my God. Guys, I apologize entirely, and we'll try and have him back on a day when the internet wants to work.
We are perfect. It's the interwebs. I personally blame Digicel, B-Mobile, Flow, and Disney Plus. Okay.
Disney Plus. Tell me where you're going with that. Oh, sorry. Okay. But the Olympics came and went, and Trinidad brought home for the first time in a long time, no medals.
Yes.
Not a medal.
This was real bacchanal because there was a lot of negativity from a lot of Trinidadians about the Olympics, about the fact that we did not, this new verb, what is it? Medal. We did not medal in the Olympics. So there was a lot of negativity around that, and then a lot of negativity about that negativity. What was your thoughts on that one, Lisa?
Well, I was really shocked and appalled that there was an Olympics in the first place. I thought, this is not the time. But I mean, I could be wrong.
Well, I remember there was a whole, you wanna come back in, Dennis? You looking? Hello?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Let me just celebrate.
Great. I'm back. I have a brand new what phone is this, Renee? i12? i11, so this is backup plan. Sorry about that,
Working real good. Boy,
I have an old phone.
A piece of tutu.
A can with a string. Hello.
Hey folks, what's up? How you doing, man?
Good.
Welcome to the show.
Nice and clear, man.
Great.
We were just lamenting the 0 medal count for Trinidad and Tobago in the Olympics. And I was saying, I was shocked that they even had an Olympics this year. But we were noting that, you know, the responses to the lack of medals from Trinidad and Tobago has been really negative.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you think about it like this, right? If you spend $1 on an investment, you want to see profit, right? So there's an idea that we have invested in sports, so therefore we must see a profit. But since we don't have a commercial business model, we don't have pro sports here aside from cricket, and you know, the subsidized pro league in football. All the rest of it is recreational, amateur, and non-commercial. So the idea of an investment in sport, it doesn't really exist, but people's expectations are that, you know, we're supposed to get something, and without the tangible profit, the expectation is medals, right? So I mean, it's a fair expectation, but it's an unfair burden because, you know, a lot of the athletes just haven't been performing at the top. You know, we had 33 athletes in Tokyo. I think 8 brand new athletes, first time Olympians, and the most women in the contingent that has ever gone to the Olympics. But when you measure the respective successes that we should have expected, Ato Bolan said it, you know, we're not going to win any medals. So we didn't. There were a couple close misses, though, you know. Dwight St. Hilaire, he didn't finish the 4x400. He got injured in the third leg, and that was really tough. All the other guys, though.
Excuse me, did you say his third leg got injured? That sounds really painful.
I think it was his third leg that got injured. You know, he had a pull. You know, but he was running the third leg in the 4x4.
I don't want to mess up Danny or nothing.
Well, he limped home on the third leg. You know,
there were many third legs
from Tobago too. So you know, it was a tough one. You know, and we had some really close ones in the men's track cycling with Nicholas Paul. A lot of us stayed up late. You know, the track cycling was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and think Nicholas Paul came this close. Think about it like this, Lisa.
Did he get robbed?
Yes, like highway robbery. It was really bad. You know, it was a stick up. You know, black guy from Trinidad versus Russian. Yeah.
I
Let's
mean,
go.
did any athletes did Russia deserve to be in the Olympics this year? When they banned and they
That's
come
a
as like
complex. That's a complex question.
Russian people.
Short version of the answer is money talks. If you notice, all of the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee athletes, they were well equipped. None of them didn't wear slippers, and you know, they didn't look like they were suffering. You know. Even the high jumpers look well fed. I'm just saying. It's hard to be a 6'4", 100-pound high jumper, but somehow they pull it off. The Russian Olympic Committee brings a lot of money into the IOC and passes through the IOC. That's a gray area. A lot of people are questioning whether or not. But you know, think of it like this, Lisa. What do you drive on the highway? Lisa's drive at 100 kilometers per hour, right? Tops. Up until about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe a little longer, the speed limit on the highway in Trinidad and Tobago was 80 kilometers per hour. Nicholas Paul rides at 78 kilometers per hour. So that should tell you how fast this kid is going. He's only 22 years old. He is the world record holder. And guess what? Nobody even came close to beating him. So it has been legitimized. We have some wins. We just don't have podiums. And if you really want to stretch it, Andre DeGrasse is a Trini, and he was on the podium. He's finally gotten his first gold medal.
Yes, I know.
I was like, who is that guy? Thanks for the.
I could smell the curry. I could smell the curry chicken and the roti from here. You know what I mean? The man talk. He said he wants airport doubles.
But generally speaking, right? Generally speaking, is the Olympics now going to be like the Olympics, the Douglas Olympics? Because I am looking at the Olympics, right? And I'm like, okay, France mix up people, black people mix up with other things.
Yeah.
Dutch, Rasta woman, drop, fall down, get up,
Yeah.
win still.
Yeah.
I love
Black
that
woman,
one.
black woman with dreads for the Dutch, right?
Right.
Then you say, okay, Italy, all right, Italy. Lamont looking like, he just
Right.
run out to
A red
Separia.
man from
I mean,
States.
I was like,
Totally red man from States.
yeah, and you're looking at the
Yeah.
lineup, something. I mean, the only people who was looking like they're still white. It's like some of them
It's
Eastern Europe,
Russians.
Russia,
Yeah, the
Russians.
Russians.
Europe,
Russians.
Australia,
Belarus and anything
but
with a stand. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah, even
it was cool to
even
see an
Russia,
Indian
even
guy
Russia,
traveling. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, even Russia right now, if you look at it, Russia is the last bastion of Christian white people. There are
Mm-hmm.
no other populations of that size with that amount of ethnic undiversity. Lisa, what's that word? There's
Ethnic
absolutely all of
undiversity.
them is white,
Mono,
tall, and
like
big,
homogeneity.
homogeneous. Right. So if you look at the rest of Europe, though, they've benefited greatly from the wars in Northern Africa. And
Mm-hmm.
you've seen it. Nafita Sutayam, the heptathlon winner, she's Belgian. I mean, it's Nafita, so think about it. Um, Mahimbo, she's the long jump winner. She's from Germany. If you
So
really
wait,
look around,
I have a question.
yeah.
So what they did with our natural resources before, we're now actually ourselves, putting ourselves as the natural resource for them to exploit. So we give them our brown and black bodies, and they give us training and blah, 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 and we give them medals. So we're doing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same thing
Look
we
at
did
look at the
with the sugar
France
cane and the cotton and the whoever. We're just doing it with humans now.
France World Cup
Where's
team,
that?
Germany World Cup team. If you look at these names, I mean, it's basically, yeah. There are some pockets of resistance in places like Italy. There are real racist remarks when they say that there are no black Romans, which is historically inaccurate, but let's just say,
Absolutely,
you
yes.
know, but yeah, so people like Mario Balotelli, he was a former footballer. He got relics because of his heritage. Giannis Antetokounmpo, who recently won the NBA World Championships, they still call it that. Um, he's a Greek by way of Nigeria. Both his parents are Nigerian, but he grew up in Greece, so they call him the Greek freak because nobody could pronounce Antetokounmpo. But
So
for
when
all
you
intents and purposes, he's Nigerian, right?
yeah. When I was looking at the Olympics, right, one of the things I noticed, and maybe it's just me, maybe it's because I just see these kind of isms and schisms and thing, right, is all the rich countries was in the middle, all the leading contenders was in the middle, and all the poor countries was on the edge. Is it a thing like if you come first in your heat, you end up in the middle? How do you decide where you is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
In
7,
the
8?
in the track,
Yeah,
in
how
the
you
track, it
decide?
goes the fastest. The fastest will be lane 4 or 5, and
Mm-hmm.
then you go outwards from there.
Oh, so
So if you did
it's
not,
a criteria because I looking at it and I'm like, how come that it's not a
yeah, yeah.
random draw? It's the fastest and does get the best lane.
Right. But if you look at in the 400-meter men's hurdles,
Hmm.
Karsten Warholm, who is a Norwegian, he likes to run from lane 7, and I believe he ran from either 6 or 7. So he likes those outside lanes. So in our lane assignment, they would actually try to give you as much as possible a preferential thing, but it's usually done. It's a kind of computerized thing, and but
Sometimes it's
usually
as
yes, they
far
try to
wrong.
get the arrowhead
Far wrong.
formation.
It's not countryism causing that. That's just the fastest
No,
time.
no,
All
no,
right. Good
no.
to know. Good
But
to know.
something that you might have noticed though, the woman who had the distinction of being the last in the timing, her time was 12:28, and if a local under 17 girl runs 12:28, she'll get extra push-ups from her coach. Plain and simple. It
Yeah.
it shows the depth of Trinidad and Tobago athletic talent. We have a lot of talent. It's like this. You ever have a neighbor with with a mango tree, and you go by them and you're seeing flies and mango all over the place, and you'll be like, what kind of sin is this?
She,
It's a blasphemy.
she,
Look, Lewis, watch Lewis. Lewis is one of those people.
she is one of those
Lyrics,
people.
you know what I mean? And you watch it
She
and you
was
paying $20
It's
for
rose
breadfruit and
mango.
breadfruit rotting in the yard. Trinidad and Tobago is the yard of your neighbor with 3 Julie mango tree. They just get
Yes.
fed up. That's how athletes are in Trinidad. We just talent. But we have a lot of talent coming up in the pipeline. What we don't have is support system. It's like this. This is a great show. It's a great platform. If you all have 700 fans and every one of them gave you $5 a month, you all will have enough money to put this show and you know maybe even go to the grocery and eat one of those mangoes that
Israel money, you
Lewis
joking?
throwing away and things.
Buy $5, you say no.
Even if,
So
you know what I mean? And
I hope the fans are listening.
it's serious. And listen,
$500.
watch now. You know, listen, send us $5 each. Every one of you who watch this, just say, hey, you know what? Send it. Maybe somebody here, it's 3 of us, I'm not gonna say who, maybe someone here may or may not indulge in illicit drugs. Just say it. But the
When you say
possibility
illicit,
is illicit.
when you say illicit, what would you mean illicit? Because
Yeah.
this is pretty
You know.
illicit to me.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm just
It's
saying, you
illicit
know.
as
Bingo!
oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
you know, possession, you know. But
Decriminalize.
you know, the fact is, you know, platforms like Patreon, they take half of your money. If you do this
Yeah.
on YouTube, YouTube takes half of your money. You know, the best way to support your creatives is to just give them money.
Yeah,
Forget that, you know, like, okay, I need it for buy bread and I want to buy doubles. I only have money for a sweet drink. Forget that part of it. But really and truly, we need to support it because we don't have a commercial platform. We don't have that in Trinidad and Tobago. We have
Do you think that
32.
that's so are you
Say
saying that
again?
that's what we should are you saying that that's what we should be doing with athletes? That we could
Yes,
directly fund athletes just as you're suggesting we directly fund creatives?
yes, yes. The ministries of sport and youth affairs and sport and community development between 2016 and 2021 spent 1.6 billion Trinidad and Tobago in bird pesos. 600 million of that is for ministry salaries. So the rest of it, the 1 billion, went to 4 ministries basically: Ministry of Sport, Youth Development, Community Development, Youth Affairs, right? So all of those three ministries spread out. And then it has to break down into who gets what. So the actual money that goes to Olympic sports for the Olympiad, and the Olympiad in this case was 5 years, might have been in the couple $100 million. It's not enough because if you compare to Jamaica, Jamaica have netball, cricket, track and field, football, and a story. Trinidad and Tobago send athletes, and I think something like about 9 or 10 different sports, right?
we
And
usually
they are
send
all
all kind of
legit
random thing
athletes.
like archery and shooting and all those
Nah,
things. I know we have
hold on,
medals
don't.
from those, and we have medals from those
Archery is
disciplines.
actually one of the biggest growth possibilities. We could actually have 2 or 3 Olympians in Paris in archery. Archery was severely hampered by the COVID, and we have a couple of youth athletes that were really, really torn up about it because they had enough points to qualify. They were supposed to go to a qualifier in Mexico earlier in the year, but then the lockdown took place. End of Olympic dreams. You know, it's really tough. But we have real talent. There was a young guy from British Virgin Islands. He's 19. He made it over there. And yeah, I like that photo. He made it over there into the archery, and he's only 19. But you know what? He shot up something like 200 rank rating points in the last year. 2 of our archers were beating him up until 2019.
These pictures are obviously not pictures of archery. These pictures are pictures of nannies that Dennis Tay very helpfully supplied. We had planned to have a whole discussion about this whole thing about, the Olympics limiting, these upskirt pictures of female athletes particularly. But, it's time for us to finish the show, and we haven't got to talk about
I have a question.
This is an online show. You don't have no schedule. Only you don't have nobody telling all you. Dominic Calipers. You on the show.
We always get tired.
Yeah, talk. Whoever you want to watch, let them in watch.
You personally
I'll
know
say this though. Go ahead. If I know athletes,
athletes who went to the Olympics?
Yeah. I talked to almost all of them.
So Israel, you have like real sex in the Olympics, something like all the athletes just be like getting on and thing. That's true.
In a normal Olympic games, they give out free condoms. They're usually done within hours.
Wow.
Hours. In the Paralympics, they're usually done within hours.
Wow.
Let's put it this way.
It's not just
the Olympics and the Paralympics is an orgy.
If you have been in Olympic training for the last 15 years of your life, you probably didn't get to bull a lot. Just saying. And if you have the chance, then this is
this why you didn't
see his face.
Play sport with Lisa, because you're really mistaken. Listen, high testosterone, high testosterone. It's just me. Yeah. It's not just be records, it's be breaking the Olympics.
Fennick is ashamed. Fennick is covering.
No, but let's touch on the upskirt thing, right?
Yes.
There is a growing consensus that there is too much sexualization of women athletes. Okay. Mm-hmm. There are two sports that have been targeted specifically, three: beach volleyball, beach handball, and women's gymnastics. And they're saying that these, especially the young girls in women's gymnastics, are overly sexualized. I'm saying this. The Germans who led the protests in the team's gymnastics, they placed 9th. So it is, in my opinion, that their equipment choice did not help their performance, right?
But do you think that they were penalized unfairly for it?
No, they're not penalized unfairly. Like in the Norwegian beach handball women who chose to wear shorts in the final and then lost to Spain, who were wearing bikini bottoms. I'm just saying, listen, if you want to make a statement, win. That's the best statement you can make. After that, the politics, So you see, like Megan Rapinoe, the U.S. women's footballer, she have a case. Okay, you know why? Because she's a champion. She's a winner. I used to play as a goalkeeper. I don't want to save nothing from Megan Rapinoe. She's really that good. But you know what? If Megan Rapinoe was on a rank 40 team or rank 100 team, like let's say Trinidad and Tobago, nobody would have taken her on.
Yeah.
Win, make a statement, right? A lot of what you see on screen is people like myself, men photographers, men cameramen, right? And like I was explaining to Lisa while we were chatting, if I take a series of shots, it's 20 frames in a second. It's like a machine gun, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm from over, so I've heard a machine gun before, so I can tell you. It is exactly like a machine gun. I will select which images will be published.
Yeah.
Right? But sometimes, I think you saw the woman, the image of the Brazilian athletes in the uneven bars. You had to post that one up, Lisa, so you could let people see what happens.
Is this the V1 with the?
This is Raven Saunders, right? Now Raven Saunders is a shot putter. She is, I guess you could say, the life partner of Trinidad and Tobago athlete Portius Warren, and they're both fully out of the closet. I don't think there was ever a closet that could contain either Portius or Raven. But And Raven is basically in the shortest shorts that could fit her. I don't have a problem with that, you know. But what if I am shooting that same shot? I ain't gonna put this up, you know. There's all yes, there's the shot, right? The sequences that happens so fast, right? I wouldn't put that up, right? Because I know it's have real slack people out there, right? But she's an adult. She's not a kid. This Tyra, you know, the Tyra in the long jump. These legs will seldom get together until the end of the jump, right? You see, like this is just carrying it ridiculously overboard, right? Because you don't see men like that. You don't see the men in the long jump like this. You don't see men in these poses. But you know what? This is Getty. Getty know that could sell. That's why Getty put in that. This is on somebody back page, even though they don't have these athletes from their country. This is just how it goes. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Okay, let's pause on this one for a while. Right? So there is a bit of it. But is it that those sports are increasing the viewership and the ratings for sport? And that's why we want to do it. You know, you're seeing a guy watching gymnastics with his lotion bottle. No, because this has been the lowest viewership of any Olympics in the modern era, right?
Really?
The reason being that nobody's sitting down home in front of the TV at 7. Nobody waiting for Dominic Calapasad to come home with Panorama anymore. These things, oh God, just carbon date myself.
I love
These
Dominic,
things
by the
are
way.
not, these things just don't happen the same way it used to. So more women content creators, more women photographers, more women cameramen, more women in broadcasting on the whole. Yeah, we could solve those problems. But this way that, you know, just highlighting 2 or 3 athletes who are not winning, nobody ain't going, no. Simone Biles, you think Simone Biles want to wear long pants? No. I don't think she's even wearing long pants when she's home. Let's be real. You understand?
Yeah.
If you ever see Jasmine Camacho Quinn, she is a Puerto Rican and she won the women's 100-meter hurdles. You will understand what I'm talking about. Dina Asher, all of the Great Britain women. I mean, I don't think Nike could make a smaller panty than what they're wearing. You know, that's just fact, and that's a
Well,
choice.
I think it's important to kind of separate the people from the problem to a certain extent. So to say that the problem is the clothing, I don't think for me, that's not the issue. For me, the issue is choice, you know, and I think that's what has come up, you know. People want a choice, women want a choice. Some women want to wear shorts, some want to wear bikini bottom, panty, shorts, whatever. You know, the idea is that it doesn't matter what I wear, you know, I shouldn't be overtly sexualized for that, you know, in a way that men are not sexualized, you know, or shown. And you know, just going through these images show that. So I think once we keep the dialogue open and we keep talking, I think we have some, as you say, we have a chance. And I also hear you on improving the male to female ratios in broadcasting, cameramen, you know, the behind the scenes, not the in front of the camera, but the behind the camera. So obviously I agree with your points there, Dennis.
Yeah. If you look at Trinidad and Tobago athlete Michelle Yagi, if you look at her prior to 2012 in London Olympics, she used to wear the not the bikini panty, but the short in between the bikini and the shorts. Now she wears
Done a lot of research on
long
this,
bike shorts. I mean, I'm a fan, eh? So, yeah. I'm also an Iowa fan, bottom in the road, right? Iowa, my brother.
I'm sure you are. Oh, here's Lisa coming back. Me and girls get knock off. Well,
yeah, girl. Hey, but you know, thanks for having me on the show, guys. You know, I really love the platform. You know, Lisa, thank you. Lyrics.
Hey, Dennis, it was great having you on the show. I'm so glad the interweb problems worked out and you pull out your bling thing for we, so things
Yeah,
working.
I got a new phone.
Tell Ren I said thank you so much.
Yes, wickedness.
I will.
All right.
Save the
See
day,
you
I'm telling you.
soon.
And the
And you know, I just
clarity
want to
is
say
like,
thank-
oh my
I just want to say thanks again, and we will see you soon because you know he's a femme compte from long time.
Right true. Fem come in the house.
Femme compte.
Bye, folks. Thanks for having me.
Okay,
Thanks for
guys,
coming on.
bye.
All right.